Everyone has their own favorite method of cooking steak, and I'm gonna show you one that I reckon cooks a steak to absolute perfection, especially if it's a monster like these insane tomahawk steaks I've got here. It's so easy that I guarantee it'll be the best steak you've ever eaten, and that you'll nail it the very first time. First, ingredients. These are tomahawk steaks, or also known as cattleman's cutlets. Now do yourself a favor and find yourself a good local butcher and ask for these cuts by name. They're not cheap, especially since they weigh about 1 kilo each, but this isn't the type of recipe you eat on any given weeknight. This is reserved for special occasions. Pat the steaks dry before adding the seasoning. Now don't over season the steaks with all manner of spices, or worry about marinades. Just a good crack of salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder if you want to finish them off is plenty. That's it, absolutely nothing else. And then leave them covered out of the fridge for long enough to bring them up to room temperature. So we're gonna be reverse searing these steaks. That means we're first gonna cook them slowly in the camp oven to bring the steak up to a nice temperature. And once that's done, we'll quickly sear them off directly over the flames for that beautiful bark crust that looks insane and tastes even better. For this, we'll need the Adventure King's premium stainless steel folding fire pit and the Baduri camp oven. While the steaks are coming up to room temperature, get some heat beads or charcoal lit in the fire pit and let them burn down. You don't want a heap of heat to start with, and we're not looking to cook the steaks all the way through to start with, so only a small amount of heat. Put the camp oven on the grill to preheat it. Once the steaks are room temperature, give your trivet a good splash of oil, then put the steaks in the camp oven. Now we're going to give these about 20 minutes on each side. If you don't have a trivet, don't worry, just fold up a bit of tin foil and put it at the bottom of your camp oven, but we don't want direct heat on the steak just yet. Now chuck the lid back on your camp oven, crack a beer and sit back. We're going to give them about 20 minutes per side to start the cooking process. Or in my language, that's about a beer. Now if you've got ridiculous sized steaks like this that make you look like you're overcompensating for something, then you may need a bit more time. So play it by ear. Now a handy tip is to keep a meat thermometer on hand when you're cooking a steak this big. After about 20 minutes, just check the temperature and make sure it's cooking well. You only want them about 32 to 35 degrees Celsius for medium rare and around 38 to 40 degrees for medium. I'm not even going to bother telling you the internal temperature for a well done steak because that's simply a waste of a beautiful cut of meat. Now if they're not at the right temp, give them about 5 minutes before you check them again. Now remember, we're going to sear these steaks off and they're going to continue to cook during that process. So if you get them too hot before you start searing them off, it's just going to ruin them. Rightio, pull the steaks out and cover them while you build up the fire pit with wood. You want flames here and quickly. If you wait too long, the steaks will continue to cook in their own heat, which is not what we want. Now the fun part. Oil your grill and get the steaks on. Give them about a minute or two each side to nicely sear up, and don't forget the edges either. Finally, let them sit to rest for about 10 minutes and you've got yourself some simply insane steaks. Just have a look at this. As you can see, there's nothing tricky or complicated about that. It's all about taking your time to cook the steak the right way. Now this will work on any steak too. The only difference being, the thinner the steak, the less time you need to cook it for. Alrighty, I'm sorted for dinner. What are you gonna have?